Hello, for the second week of Lent. Chosen the first reading, Genesis 15:5-18, and the gospel reading, Luke 9:28-36. And this deals with two big miracles. The one with Abraham, and God tells him that he's going to have a multitude of descendants, like the stars in the sky. And the gospel reading where Peter, James, and John witness Jesus, not only the human Jesus, but sort of the divine Jesus in the transfiguration on Mount Tabor. Two big miracles. Big miracles and small miracles. This week I read about three little miracles, and they all three take place in Ecuador, and they are like this. The Virgin Mary protects the town from the rage of an active volcano. All the people pray and the volcano ceases. Miracle. Or another one, as far as a downpour, the people in this town had a novena and they all prayed during this drought for rain. And on the ninth day, novena, 9 days, a torrent comes and they receive rain and the drought is ended. A miracle? And finally, there was another situation where the whole town prayed for this mother with two kids. They were dying and the doctors gave no hope. And all of a sudden, these two children lived and were healthy. Miracles? Big miracles? Little miracles in Ecuador. Closer to home, this past week I received an email from Pax Christi saying, pray, 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 because one of our members, a couple, Carol and Bert Newton, they were in Tennessee and they were coming home Sunday evening and disappeared. We don't know where they are. The police in Tennessee were looking for them. The police in Kentucky were looking for them. And apparently, we didn't know, we thought they were dead. And they pulled off the road, I guess, Sunday night, and cell phones didn't work there in that area, or the phones didn't work, and they didn't contact their kids, and the kids were beside themselves and berserk. And lo and behold, on Monday, they come creeping into town in their cars. A miracle? A little miracle? I sort of, I have had hip surgery 2 times, and this last one was worse than the first, and I used to just pray, Jesus, cure me, heal me. It seemed like it wasn't working very well. So I said, Jesus, just help me get a little bit better today. Seems like it's working. A miracle? I don't know, but none of those compares to the miracles of Abraham. That he's going to have this great multitude of descendants. And in Genesis, it says, God speaking to Abraham, look up at the stars. Can you count them? Well, even if you could, they don't begin to symbolize the future I have in store for you and your descendants. And Abraham has one concern or one complaint, and he says, with all due respect, dear Lord, I have lived a long and wonderful life, and I am so grateful to have everything I could want, except, as you are aware, I have no children. How's that going to happen? Abraham puts his faith in God and lets God be God, and he puts his faith in God. A big miracle. We're all descendants of Abraham and his progeny. His faith let God be God and let it all work out. Cannot help but think of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Christmas story, the angel Gabriel. You were to bear a son. He's going to be the Savior, the Messiah. He's going to be the Savior of the world. And Mary had a concern. Well, how can this be? Because I know not man. How can this be? Well, let it be according to your word. She believed, and she let God be God. And she believed. And lo and behold, look what happened. The world's biggest miracle. And little ones happen in big ones. In our day, a few years back in New York, Dorothy Day, on the soup kitchens. And she would pray, please send us money and food. And she believed, and by golly, it came. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, same deal. She believed, and it came. And I think we can even say in the same vein here in town, Catholic Action Center, the food, the housing, they believed, and it seemed to come. Little miracles. And then finally one other big miracle, Peter, James, and John. They go up to Mount Tabor with Jesus, and lo and behold, Jesus is transfigured before them in his glory, in his divinity sort of shining forth. And they will never and never forgot that. A big miracle. You know, the apostles on the lake, when they found Jesus walking on the water, pretty big miracle, they never forgot that either. This transfiguration was sort of like a spiritual walking on water. And Peter, James, and John never forgot that. Well, the point is, I think we need to let God be God, and we put our faith and our trust in him that he'll work it all out. And in so many cases, God does. Whether it's in Ecuador or New York or Calcutta or Lexington or on Mount Tabor or on the Sea of Galilee, God works it all out. So I think you and I, we need to be sort of more like the poor. The poor were very special people, and they would put their faith and their confidence in God, and they trusted that God would work it out and take care of them. I think that's why Jesus continued to point out the poor, because they seem to be more prone to believe in God and let God be God and help them out. And God did. You and I were called to believe and let God work it out. If we do, we're going to be happier and we're going to have a better day. Have a good day.